Okay, Aquarius, I promised that as soon as February hit that I would do your read. So here we go. We've even switched up the dice. Let's get closer. There we go. Aquarius, it's your turn. Happy birthday to you. Please check the description box for everything that you need to know about me, about the channel. Please check your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages, including where to go to know what your rising moon and Venus sign are. There's a place where you can go down in the description box that'll do your whole natal chart for you. And that way you can check your rising moon and Venus sign. You do need to know some information. My name is Ashley. I am clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant. And that means that when I hear ringing in my ears on the right, messages from my spirit guides, when I hear it on the left, messages that I get from people, or, well, left is my spirit guides. That's where I get things from people I know that have passed on. You can tell I haven't done this in a little bit. Been working, and you know what? It's cold outside. It snowed. And you would think that in Canada that we should just be used to that, right? But not on the West Coast. We're going to continue on with the Lover's Path spread that I created. This is the the organized mess of a mind, rather, that creates spreads. And I'm also using new decks that I bought during my birthday back in January. We will begin with your magnetic poetry. So for Aquarius, and I'm going to try and keep these under an hour, but I can't promise you anything, so yeah. My dad's birthday was at the beginning of the month, and my best friend, my childhood best friend's also an Aquarius, so let's go ahead and let's get started for you. Messages from the magnetic poetry for Aquarius. I'll put these in list form for you, so that you can make sense of them yourself, and it doesn't seem like I'm, guiding you in one way or another. You got an S as well for and some colors. Interesting. Blue and purple. You've got colors coming up here. Okay. You need to pause. Go ahead. Feel free right now to pause on these. This is going to be a spread that is a you and them. Again, I as most people would reiterate, you probably shouldn't keep one person in mind, but you definitely can if you feel the need. It is kind of based on a Radiohead song, "Where You End and I Where You End and I Begin," or where I end and you begin, rather. X will mark the place, kind of thing. I was listening to it while I was creating the spread, and I was like, on this side will be you, on this side will be them, and where you intersect will be your common ground. I'm trying some new decks out, like I had already said. This is the Yokai Tarot. It's a Japanese-based tarot. I don't read the books on them, and I like to get decks that are pretty much based in the Rider-Waite, but, I'm sure that at some point I'll get an opportunity to read up on the booklet itself, but who are we kidding? That doesn't generally happen. It's already been pre-shuffled, but for the purposes of the magic of television, I'll go ahead and I'll make sure that happens on camera for you as well. So I'll do that. I'm hearing Offspring. You gotta keep them separated. Come Out and Play by Offspring. It's like the beginning of it, that funky little drum beat at the beginning. Yeah, I don't know why. Interesting. A lot of these decks aren't really, when they first come out of the box, they're really hard to shuffle when you have small hands. Small hands, big heart. No, small hands, small heart. It's an Amanda Palmer song. Small hands, small heart. You'll have to look it up to understand what it's about. I think that's pretty culturally relevant right now, the small hands, small heart thing. but that's not what I'm here for. Small hands, small heart. Small hands. I stopped. You can hear the tune, but I'm just getting small hands, small heart. And I stopped. Interesting. Just for fairness for you. Okay. Current energy, current circumstances for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Somebody's a real and it's funny because my best friend, my childhood best friend, she was the one who introduced me to Offspring, the Offspring. I actually saw them right before the pandemic, but I don't generally spend a lot of time listening to the Offspring. I'm going to read these as a sentence. We'll pick only flippers and jumpers for me. That's how I read them. But I'll try to read them as a sentence. Four of Wands in the upright for you. Firm foundations, the four posts of the marriage bed, four walls of a home. It is in the upright. And there are foxes in this card, so there's something sly and cunning that you're trying to trick somebody into doing this, or feel like you have to be clever in order to pull it off. I'm also getting with this right now, and I just want to show you. I don't want to take too much time doing this, but I just want to show you. You know that song, Beds Are Burning? I can't remember who it's by. It's an Australian band. It's an 80s song. The Beds Are Burning. Because I see the fire there. Anyway, we'll talk about it when I get to the shit. What else? Current circumstances. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Two people are bonding over trying to keep their firm foundations happening. Seven of Wands in the reverse and King of Swords in the reverse. That's you in the reverse. Feeling detached from yourself. Feeling detached from your own energy, like you're not grounded in your own energy at this time. If we were to read this as a sentence here, dropping your guard. It's almost as if you feel defenseless, or like you need to drop your defenses, even though you are trying to sustain the home. I think I'm going to have to, I tried to get this on camera before I did this one, but I think I'm going to have to do this so that we can have this work out on camera. So, Four of Wands in the upright, firm foundations. You feel that there are firm foundations in the current situation that you built at home, the four walls of the home, four posts of the marriage bed. You see here we have the two foxes, something that you're clever. It's a clever design, cleverly designed, or a clever design of a home situation. But we have the two people have the fire there. The beds are burning. Yeah, know what I mean? And then with that, we have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. The feeling that there's a defenselessness. Like you got these four walls of the home, but you're feeling defenseless. Like you don't have your guard up, or you're dropping your guard around your home at the same time. With the King of Swords in the reverse, you might be feeling as if you've left your home defenseless against... so typically the King of Swords in the upright would be a judge, magistrate, a man of the law, somebody who presides over his home from an intellectual space rather than an emotional space, an extremely intelligent individual. Like I said, judges, magistrates, police officers, parole officers, guards. And it's interesting we have it in the reverse because we're letting the guard down here while we have this firm foundation that we're trying to protect, kind of trying to protect our home. And then here, it's almost as if we feel like we've dropped our defenses against the criminal element because it is in the reverse, or like allowing our emotions to get the better of us, which is leaving the home unprotected. That's the current circumstances. This is usually, like I said, a thief. a fraud, a con artist, somebody who is the exact antithesis of a lawyer, a judge, the man of the law. So that's what we have there for you in the current circumstance. It's feeling as if you've dropped your guard, or as if you've let your family down. You've allowed something in that is threatening the home space, perhaps, or the firm foundation that you've laid in a connection. On their side, let's go ahead and let's take a look on their side over here. And if you're wondering why I'm looking off camera over this way, it's because I've got my little chart. And I mean, if I was doing all 12 of these at the same time, which I just can't, I'm in a leadership position again, and I just don't have fucking time. But are we past him? Oh, thank God. Knight of Coins in the reverse. Taurus energy in the reverse for this person. Actually, I'm sorry. No, Virgo energy in the reverse for this person. What else? Well, that's a bunch of card vomit. They got a lot to say. Virgo energy in the reverse. A lack of analytical mind. The inability to analyze things properly and to see things from a sober analytical perspective. They're not seeing things clearly. This is also, hey, you know, like the frog that usually has the coin in its mouth. I'm also getting that here. They're not seeing things clearly and analytically because they're feeling like they're losing money. I don't know why I get that there. What else? I started out by saying I was going to do this all as sentences. You know, it didn't happen that way. Yeah, because they don't feel like financially things have been panning out the way they want to, and they're panicking. So they're like, there's something about how that's working. Because of that, they're losing their detail-oriented mind when it comes to things. They're not being as analytical through coins in the reverse. Yeah, off kilter. The lack of relationship in between mind, body, and spirit. Feeling as if there was an agreement or a contract that was going to happen but isn't. And this is actually somebody who stared at the fire until they lost their sight in one of their eyes. I did read this card. Actually, it was one of the first that I pulled out of this deck, and I was curious about it. So I did take a look at it because it is so different from the other cards in that, versus the Rider-Waite interpretation. Somebody's not feeling like they're in symphony. They're off kilter. Cutting the nose off to spite the face. What else? What's her current circumstances for Aquarius' partner during this time? We have 4, so we have 2 more here. 3 of Wands in the reverse with the 8 of Swords. Yeah, they're trapped in their own mental prison. So if we read these, I keep on wanting to put them over here. They're relying on you a great deal, and it might seem unfair because I keep putting them over here. They keep on doing this. Like, and your turn, you know. Knight of Coins in the reverse, the lack of analytical mind, the inability to act slowly and methodically. It's almost as if things have come to a halt or a standstill with the 3 of Coins in the reverse because they're not operating three smokes short of a pack. I mean, that's, but it's as if this person is not operating in their full capacities when it comes to mind, body, and spirit. Like they're in their body too much, or they're in their mind too much, or they're in their spirit too much. And I think that it's reiterated by that 8 of Swords in the reverse, which we have here. and you see the ropes. This person's feet are not tied. They can walk out of this burm of swords anytime they so choose. However, they're choosing the victimhood mentality in the Eight of Swords. It's a victimhood mindset there. And like I had said before, keeping on putting the cards over here, they're looking for you to rescue them. It's like a damsel in distress type of thing. With the Three of Wands in the reverse, and there's an impulsivity that comes along with it. Like, fine, if you're not going to do it, I will. That kind of accompanies that. And please bear in mind, I'm also channeling at the same time. Okay, let's go ahead. Obstacles and challenges for you. Obstacles and challenges at this time. Obstacles and challenges. Obstacles and challenges for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in their connection. By the way, if you didn't hear, this is a love spread. I don't like to do love spreads, but you know. Because if it's love, it'll come out in the cards. And generally speaking, that's what people usually come to tarot online about. So, or money. But you'll usually, whatever's most prevalent at the time in the energies is going to come out regardless of what you're reading for. Just look at Capricorn's readings if you want to know. Because they never get love readings. Even if you try to do them, it always ends up being about finances. It does. Okay, Emperor in the reverse. With 4 coins in the reverse, okay. The inability to tame the inner beast. Your obstacle and challenge is the loss of temper and a tyrannical energy rather than a leader who dominates. It's a leader who domineers with the 4 coins in the reverse. Somebody who is unable to conserve their energy, time, finances. Somebody who spends too much, goes on spending sprees or splurges when they should be really saving. That's a challenge. And it's not just money. Remember, coins are everything on the material plane. So that can be time, energy, money, material. It's the things that we spend upon the earth. With that, we have the Six of Cups in the upright. It's the pursuit of these things going after a wish, and it's the frustrated energy here that we're seeing, looking to pursue something that was at one time a wish. There could also be somebody resurfacing from the deep, deep past that reminds you of something, and it gets you kind of flying off the handle, awakens the inner dragon, if I was going to go with the symbolism on the cards. Aries energy here. Well, what it really is this is typically a tyrannical father figure that kind of is under your skin, always saying something in the background of your mind, triggering you. And it kind of causes an impulsivity. When you lose your temper, there's an itch to scratch that causes you to spend your money, to gamble, to waste your time, to waste your energy on things that do not serve your highest good, that do not hearken back to the dream or the dream of your childhood self. There's a frustratedness that hasn't happened for you. It causes you to fly off your handle. It causes you to be the boss that isn't necessarily operating from a space of power, but is operating from a space of fear, or leads with fear, rather than with a nurturing teaching perspective. Somebody who leads people by educating them or by guiding them. There isn't a warm guidance when the Emperor's in the reverse. There's a fearmonger type energy here. And it's somebody who wastes. There's waste in the Four of Coins in the reverse. And it's at the behest of something that happened in the very, very distant past that you aspired towards. The challenge is to remember this, to remember the wish, to remember the dream, if you will. And I know that I'm waxing poetic on that point, but it is the dream that always gets you into this space of frustration, that lack mindset. And it's almost as if there's like a knee-jerk reaction of sorts that happens here when you think about all that has been lost and all that has not been achieved. And that is your challenge. Okay. I don't know who I'm talking to. It's almost like I'm talking to somebody who's got like a cigar, or like one of those dudes who has chew in their mouth or something. Like it's like a very matter of fact masculine figure. I don't know. What else we got here? On their side, overcoming, well, the challenges and obstacles that they need to overcome right now, or that they're facing at this present time. And that's funny, that's the way I talk to my father anyway. The High Priestess, Piscean energy. They could be dealing with secrets, something that's kind of gnawing at their intuition, the hidden mysteries of the occult. You see that, that long list or scroll, if you will. That's something that they're, feeling at this time. The gnawing of, it's like their tuition is kind of nagging them. Or there's secrets that they're aware of or hidden. There's something, the mysteries of the hidden. The moon is also prevalent here, but it's the triple moon goddess that we're seeing rather than anything else. This one wants to fall, and I'm trying to keep it from falling. This one wants to fall, and I'm trying to keep it from falling. They're trying to keep something up. They're trying to hold something up, but intuitively they know it's only a matter of time before it topples. Okay. What else? Eight of Coins. Yeah, work, mastering a skill, so honing a craft with the Eight of Coins in the upright. Intuitively know that they need to work towards something, or that they might need to go to work, or that they might need to work harder towards something of the monetary sort. The secret is that they know they need to make money, or that their efforts need to be put towards something. This is like a apprenticeship energy to master a skill. There's something here about like a receipt or a ledger, like this person's kind of looking at the tape. So I work in payroll, right? So there's something about looking at the ledger, looking at the tape, understanding that the coffers will run out, and intuitively they know this. And they understand that the obstacle or challenges is that there is work that needs to be done. What else? We'll catch up in a second. They need to catch up on something. They need to catch up on something. They have bills that they're behind on. Okay. Nine of Wands, yep. They're on the verge of victory, tired of the struggle. This can also be somebody who's hiding behind something, because they are hiding behind these wands. The problem solving, the creative problem solving energy of the Nine of Wands, being a wounded warrior. There's stubbornness in it. There's stubbornness in it, like they know. They know the solution is to Eight of Coins, but they're being stubborn about it. And choosing, it's almost like that victimhood energy that we saw up there in their current energy. Is their obstacle. They're stubborn. They understand that they are the solution to their own problems, that they need to work at things. And they're looking at the receipt. They're looking at the tape coming out of the counting machine, understanding that things intuitively they know, or they're keeping the secret that things are running out and they need to work towards something, or they need you to work towards something. More than likely them, though, this is their side of the board, not yours. They're not looking at you in this regard. But they're being stubborn about it. Look at this dude's face. Can you see? Look at his face. He's like sticking his nose up in the air and he's kind of just hiding behind his wands. Like, yeah, you know, I've been battle worn. I'm not, you know, part of this. This is somebody else's responsibility right now. But that's not true. That's not true. And intuitively they know that. They know they need to step up in some regard about something. Okay. Where you meet. X will mark the place, right? X will mark the place, like the parting of the ways. This is your common ground, right? I'm supposed to only take 2 cards, and before I could even say it, I got 1. 8 of Cups in the reverse. There's a reconciliation energy, revisiting the past, not walking away from something. There's like a stubbornness. A stubbornness where people do not give up. They rather, you know, I was trying to come up with a different analogy, but I got rather fall on your sword than give up. Rather fall on your sword than walk away from the 8 cups that you have replenished consistently with water in order to seek out the love of the self and something of greater promise. What else? What else? Where is your common ground, Aquarius? You won't walk away. You won't walk away. They won't walk away. With the Magician, you're manifesting. And this is interesting. So mastering the self in order to master the elements is generally speaking the way we like to describe the Magician. However, at the same time, look at this guy. He's got a bandage on his head. You know, Gemini energy. Gemini and Virgo energy. Interesting. He's kind of doing his thing and trying to conjure things up. It's as if somebody is stubbornly unable to walk away from something, hoping that if they... there's this magic element of it where if people put enough energy into it that it'll eventually appear as if it materializes out of thin air. But the thing is that you cannot just stubbornly you can't sit in stagnancy. Thank you. You cannot sit in stagnancy with something and stubbornly stand by something and not nurture oneself simply to say that you have put in the time, that you didn't abandon it. You know, and it's interesting because a lot of the time, as a Capricorn, I can definitely speak to this. A lot of the time, that perseverance type energy will eventually pay off. However, being a Capricorn, I can also attest to the fact that sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you know, bang your head against the wall, see if it still hurts. Do you know? How many times are you going to bang your head against the wall before you end up looking like this dude? Or worse. Because he's got a fucking bandage on his head, right? And he's still trying to manifest something. He's still trying to conjure something up. And it's true. There's something to be said about mastering oneself in order to be able to have things come about in the real world. But like Shakespeare said, and this is one of my favorite quotes, action is eloquence. Not sitting there thinking, well, as long as I stick around, eventually things will happen for me. Things will come to fruition for us. The big payoff is going to happen. As long as we have that good old-fashioned stick-to-itiveness and determination, something will happen. You know, as a Capricorn, I can tell you right now, it's not just stick-to-itiveness. It's not just passion that gets you what you need, and it's not just ambition. It's also drive. You have to have the drive. And drive means going forward. It means moving towards something. It means the action element of manifestation. Not just, I'm not going to walk anywhere. This is I'm going to go backwards eventually because I refuse to move forward. And moving forward sometimes means, unfortunately, and this, I'm going to say this is actually a challenge for you both, because where you meet, where you connect, what your common ground is that you both refuse to move forward. You would rather sit there and guard those 8 cups, even though they're upside down and they're leaking contents all over the ground. You'd rather watch those 8 cups run dry than look for a 9th or 10th. And in fact, probably go backwards and end up at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You know? Sometimes it can be reconciliation energy. But again, bang your head against the wall, see if it still hurts. How many times do you have to repeat mistakes before you realize they're mistakes? And the only reason I'm kind of going on ad nauseum about this is because it's an 8 of Cups in the reverse and we have these things. You know, the point of the 8 of Cups in the upright, and it's not here. Excuse me. Somebody doesn't want me to talk about this anymore. The point of an 8 of Cups in the upright is for somebody to learn that sometimes it's better to leave what you have built in order to nurture oneself, in order to demand better for oneself, and to learn that all you really need is yourself. When you focus on the self instead of hoarding what you've built, then you learn the true value that you have to offer the world, and then you can see the true value in others. If you don't think that you're worth anything to begin with, then you stick around for stuff that isn't worthy of you, right? You know? And thus, then the 8 of Cups in reverse is really a 7 of Cups, which means you have a million options, 7 options, in fact. And then, don't take me for verbatim on that, but 7 options, which actually, in essence, is a cup of shit, a cup of poison, a cup of chocolate, a cup of, alcohol, a cup of gold, a cup of nothing, and you don't know which is which because you never took the time to be discerning. You never took the time to choose. All you have is indecision. There's a movement backwards here. Anyway. Thoughts and fears for you, Aquarius. On your side, thoughts and fears, Aquarius. You're moving into a challenging time right now. Pluto is in your sign. So you better get ready, because some shit is going to happen. And speaking as somebody who's had Pluto in my sign for 16 years, you're going to need ride or die with you for the next 16 years. But you better know yourself, because you're going to be confronted by the self. And if you don't love yourself, you will destroy yourself. So, anyway, let's go ahead and see what we got for thoughts and fears. Fuck. Okay, we got him. What's that? We got a winner. Requiem for a Dream. We got a winner. We got a winner. Somebody has addictions that they're not in control of. Not the cards are telling me that. It's just the channeling from that. The moon in the upright with the Queen of Coins in the upright and the Three of Cups in the reverse. There's gossip, a hen party, a lack of celebration. 3 individuals, 3 females in particular. With this 3 of Cups, usually 3 cups in the reverse is gossip, hen party, 3 women getting together and talking, gossiping about something. Could be gossiping in particular about a Capricorn, Queen of Coins in the upright. This is somebody who, a feminine Capricorn energy who presides over the home, somebody who has ambition, drive, determination, passion towards hardworking goals, a career person, but also somebody who builds a beautiful home. One of my favorite ways to describe this is somebody who not only has the home on lock, but they create the home out of a house. A house is just a house until you put stuff in it and create a home. This is the luxury linens. This is somebody who lights the scented candles and turns on the music and stokes the fire and cooks the meal and makes it a home. With that, we have the moon. There's confusion, deception, illusion, nightmares. But also with the moon here, it's Cancerian energy. Some people read it as Piscean energy. I see it as Cancerian energy. This could actually be about the wheel of the year. The Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn are also divine counterparts. Thoughts and fears. This could be about the as above, so below aspect of the year, where we have January and June. This could be about 2 different seasons. This could be about bipolarity, and I don't mean the mood disorder. That's not fair, and I think people use that super, super lightly. But the moon, so being in your feelings versus being in your material, the water versus the earth. Somebody could be talking about somebody who has water and earth in their chart, primarily Cancer and Capricorn in their chart. You could be looking at a time where there is no celebration regarding what's going on with a Capricorn with Cancer in their chart. This could also be a Capricorn who is dealing with some interesting mood cycles. This also rules the family and the career. Career and family could be at odds. People could be talking about how the career and family are at odds. And, I'm just kind of going over all the different things it could be because this is my moon sign and this is my sun sign. So, again, it's the sun and the moon. The 2 polar opposites. The moods versus the tangible material world. The emotions versus, our 2 feet and a heartbeat. The body. There's gossip going on about this. And I always think about that, or a lack of celebration about this thing. This is thoughts and fears. Your thoughts and fears. Is this individual dealing with, the moods and the anxiety and the deception and the, nightmares and there's confusion here. There's confusion there. And the reverse would be emergence from the confusion, right? But yeah. Three sisters, three women getting together and talking about this. Thoughts and fears. You're afraid? Are you afraid that somebody's going to find out about a Cancer and a Capricorn, or somebody's going to find out about a Capricorn Cancer in their chart, or somebody's going to find out about a Cancer with Capricorn in their chart, or there'll be talk about it. They'll talk about it. Thoughts and fears. It's at your top of mind. We have a flipper at the bottom of the deck. The truth. The truth. That the truth will be, this is the sword of truth, Athena's sword of truth. This is also, a lot of people consider this you. I consider this Libra. The balance. The truth will bring things into balance. I didn't even know this was at the bottom of the deck, face up. So, the truth. We're going to talk about the truth. We have to put that with that one now. They're talking about what the truth is. How about accepting the truth? The truth, it's by Limp Bizkit. How about accepting the truth? And he goes on, he goes, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Deliver us from evil. Deliver me from evil. Okay, on their side, thoughts and fears. Thoughts and fears. Aquarius, your counterparts, thoughts and fears at this time. That was interesting. Empress in the reverse, death in the reverse. Lack of connectedness with the earth. Taurus, Libra energy with Scorpio energy. The inability to transform a situation, or there never being an ending to something. Somebody isn't connecting with the earth. Somebody isn't creatively problem solving. This is creativity, art. The connectedness with the Earth Mother. With death. The lack of ending. The lack of transformation. Lack of new beginnings. 3 and 13, 16, 7. No new luck. Nope. Somebody is thinking about how they don't feel connected with their feminine energy. There's a lack of femininity they feel. They don't know how to transform it. Tell me more. The mother didn't die. But it's not like that. It's not literal. It's not literal. It's not literal. The devil at Capricorn again. With the Page of Cups in the reverse. Temptation. Excess. The lack of respect for things built upon the earth, with the ability to indulge in the things upon the earth as well. The lesson to be able to indulge in things upon the earth, with the inability to transform something. Lack of connectedness with the feminine principle. And the inability to create. There is no apology or emotional communication either. Page of Cups. This is small communication, but there's no apology or communication for something. There's no rebirth. Somebody felt like they indulge because it makes them feel like they can step into their feminine, but it never changes. Every day is exactly the same. It's that merry-go-round of crazy. Everything is always the same. Nothing ever changes. Nothing ever transforms. Nothing ever ends. Nothing ever begins. The thoughts or fears are that nothing will ever change or begin. They've lost their feminine principle. They've lost their ability to connect with the earth.
to regain that ability to create or work with the earth, or be a part of the cycles they indulge in order to escape from it, escapism. They can't communicate. They have the lack of they lack the capacity to communicate that, or they're looking for some small emotional communication in order to reconcile
that. Moving forward, that is actually what I call the last position here. Moving forward, for you, Aquarius. Hierophant in the reverse. This is the collapse of institutions, highly structured religious organizations, philosophies, and belief systems. Taurus energy here. The inability to give oneself permission for belief in something. Also can be divorce, but we're not going to go there until we look at the surrounding cards. There's confusion in what one believes because we have the moon with this. Confusion, what one used to believe, it's like you're at odds with what you used to believe. Because you've been challenged in your concept of what you used to believe. I have to take this one because it's face down. 5 of coins in the reverse, feeling left out in the cold. These are too many. 5 coins, feeling left out in the cold. This is the ultimate victimhood mentality card. This is a feeling rather than a reality. It's something that you're choosing, because you can let yourself into one of those huts. These are lanterns. You can warm yourself with a lantern anytime you choose. You don't have to shiver. It's choosing enlightenment and choosing a different path with the train of thought, with that philosophy, the collapse of that philosophy. But you're confused because you always believed in certain things. You don't understand how to move in a different way, to view things from a different light or perspective. There's stubbornness associated with that. What else? Okay, sorry, don't fall. There we go, we have that. Just that one. 10 of Swords, there's pain, anguish, loss, grief. But with that also comes healing. There's a feeling of betrayal also here. You see the swords in the back. I always think of this when I see this particular depiction of the 10 of Swords. Marilyn Manson's Speed of Pain. And I wish that I could sleep, but I can't lay on my back, because there's a knife for every day that I've known you. Somebody is talking about this betrayal, and it could be there's a great deal of people talking about this betrayal, but it is a truth. The betrayal is a truth. It causes great pain. It's linked to your philosophies, belief systems, something that's super entrenched that you've always had, and you're confused about it. But it's a choice of yours to continue to be confused, to continue to hold on to past things that are no longer. It's collapsed in the future. You have to move forward. For them, what do we have? For them, moving forward. Aquarius' counterpart here. That one wanted to flip the 10 of Cups in the reverse. It did not. Well, that's card vomit, and we can't take that. We can't have that. Ooh, we can't have that. It's almost like somebody's got sarcastic energy. I like these. They're matte finish, and they glide really nicely. Like butter. Yeah, 10 of Wands, though. Taking on additional responsibilities and burdens. Could also be the gathering up of one's skill sets, or skill set. All of the different things that one knows and can put into action, inspired creative ideas in order to bring something to fruition. However, Generally speaking, it's bearing the burdens and responsibilities in order to see something through to completion. It's fiery. This is a fiery cat here. He's got fire on his heels. What else? Oh, we had a flipper. Seven of Cups. Those options, though. Choices of an emotional nature. The inability to choose something of an emotional nature. And being inundated with options when it comes to that in particular. There are burdens and responsibilities. Let's see anything else. Don't take it like, oh, they got like 6 different dudes or chicks hitting on them. I don't think that's the case here. I think they've been burdened with responsibility that's created indecision for them. And these decisions have to do with their family, with their emotional circle. They could be up in their emotions because, and kind of in a place of indecision or a lack of direction because they have so many responsibilities and burdens that they're carrying at this time. We'll see what the last, okay, well, 6 of Wands, there's victory and triumph in a situation that gives them that, it's funny, you know that careful what you wished for type thing? Somebody here has won. They have triumphed in the end over something. And they've come into town and everybody's applauding them. But the thing is, careful what you wish for, because now you have all these burdens and responsibilities and there's a lack of direction and major indecision. Creating an emotional indigestion, if you will. You know? We got burdens and responsibilities and there's a lack of direction and indecisiveness about what to choose when it comes to the emotional avenues, their relationships, their friendships, all that kind of stuff, the connections that they should be forging, the connections they should be nurturing, the connections they should be abandoning. And in the end, they still triumph. However, this could be the reason for the 2 preceding cards, yes? Anyway. Bottom of the deck. 9 of Cups. Remember, I had said where you meet is the 8 of Cups in the reverse, when really what you should be doing is nurturing oneself, walking away from the 8 Cups in search of the 9th Cup so that you can understand what is worthy of you when you recognize your worthiness. Right? Lest you end up with 10 of Cups in the reverse, which is just telling you, instead of searching after a 10 of Cups while skipping the lesson, you should be focusing on this. You're trying to go after a 10 of Cups that cannot be because you're skipping this lesson. You can't have a 10 of Cups with an 8 of Cups in the reverse. You're just going to end up with a 10 of Cups in the reverse. So what are you doing? What are you doing? You have to 9 of Cups first, right? Yeah, because you're not, yeah, this is a call to gratitude. You need to be exercising gratitude at this time. Yeah. Let go of deceptiveness against others. Yeah, and become the stable, nurturing hearth and home. Create the stable, nurturing hearth and home. This is trustworthiness and reliability. This is Taurus energy. Becoming the nurturer, the person who brings home the bacon so the queen can fry it. You know? And the guy who is the protector, he's the high protector of his kingdom, right? Alright, that's it. That's all I got for you, Aquarius. Do this if you like what I do. Do this if, you know, you want to stick around and see me do this stuff again. I usually am far more routine about it, but, you know, is what it is. I decided instead of abandoning all hope and not doing this spread for everybody, that I just continue on. It's been a hectic couple of months. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everything works out for you. Remember, this is only for February, right? And we'll probably do like the general readings because I like them kind of better. I don't know, but yeah. Bye now.